Right now at 10, severe thunderstorms are heading our way. We'll let you know what you can expect for the morning commute.
And the Catholic Diocese of La Crosse welcomes its newest bishop with an installation mass.
Plus, a local soccer club's equipment drive is designed to help soccer players across the globe.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozlowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. We have severe weather and an alert day headed our way tomorrow, so we're going to send it straight to Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart for our weather forecast.
Yeah, we definitely have the alert day. We have some thunderstorms already going on tonight, but everything so far has been to the west and not severe. We're expecting that really overnight, probably starting with the morning commute, and that continues all day. All severe modes are possible, but I think wind and heavy rain are probably the main threats. Enhanced activity, this is level 3 out of 5. We rarely see it this far north this time of year, but it's definitely a possibility, and that's for the evening. Right now, we do have severe thunderstorm watches to the west, near Rochester, to that area since a line of storms has developed. It continues to sit over there. That continues to say those will probably weaken as they go further on. We have a winter, and I just kind of skipped over it. We have the flood issue going on over there too. But for right now, you can see the activity just staying over Rochester, kind of as it gets further northeast, it begins to weaken. That'll continue to expand, but we're not seeing a lot of severe action going on until probably about 2 to 3 for maybe Eau Claire, some activity, but then it's towards the morning commute for especially I-90, and this looks to be more of a heavy rain threat, potentially small hail threat going on. Later on, we'll kind of break down more of the storms that are going to come in the afternoon, noontime, and then more importantly, the evening commute, which looks like that's going to be the biggest severe threat of the day, and we'll break all that down a bit later.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, in the meantime, search efforts are continuing after a kayaker went missing in Winneshiek County Sunday. Authorities say they were contacted shortly after noon with reports of a missing 39-year-old man. According to those reports, he went kayaking on the Upper Iowa River on Saturday afternoon. His last known location was on the river near the Freeport area around 6 p.m. Saturday. Investigators have found a capsized kayak and several other items belonging to the missing man just below the upper dam. If you have any information on the situation, contact the Winneshiek County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen.
A man is dead after a motorcycle crash in Dunn County Saturday evening. Authorities say the crash happened on I-45th Street, just north of County Road K in the town of New Haven. Responders arrived to find an unresponsive man in the ditch. The Dunn County Sheriff's Office says life-saving measures were attempted but unsuccessful. Investigators say alcohol appears to be a factor in the crash. The victim's name has not been released and the crash remains under investigation.
An Eau Claire author is running for Wisconsin's 93rd Assembly District. Fall Creek resident Nicholas Butler has entered the race as a Democrat. Butler says he wants to work with other leaders to stabilize health care in the region and protect shared natural resources. Now, the 93rd is one of the seats expected to flip following the adoption of new maps. The seat previously covered parts of Eau Claire, Dunn, Pepin, and Pierce counties and leaned strongly Republican. It will now cover a smaller area of Eau Claire County, Dunn County, and a part of Trempealeau County. A Marquette Law School analysis says it now leans Democratic. Butler says the new maps played a role in his decision to run.
And I feel like now there's a real responsibility for great candidates to show up and run in these districts, and I care about the 93rd a lot.
Butler faces fellow Democrat Christian Phelps, who announced his bid in April. The 93rd District's current representative Warren Petrick also announced today he's retiring from the Assembly. The 67-year-old Republican was first elected in 2010.
The Diocese of La Crosse is celebrating the installation of a new bishop today, and folks from across the state gathered in downtown La Crosse to celebrate. Bishop Gerard William Battersby is the 11th bishop to preside over the diocese since its founding in 1868. He succeeds Bishop William Callahan, who announced his retirement back in March. The 64-year-old bishop grew up in Michigan and served as an auxiliary bishop at the Archdiocese of Detroit. His message for parishioners is to let go of the day-to-day distractions in life that cause unnecessary grief.
The biggest challenge any of us have to overcome is ourselves and our own desires, and begin to allow ourselves to be caught up in the desires of Christ. And that's the fundamentally difficult thing for every Christian, for every person.
St. Joseph the Workman Cathedral will host the priest ordination on Saturday, June 1st. They will select one of its deacons to be the newest priest of the diocese.
The La Crosse Regional Airport has a new director. At tonight's aviation board meeting, members approved the hiring of Jeffrey Tripp. This comes after former airport director Ian Turner resigned from the job in early January. Lauren Koss was serving as interim director until someone could be hired for the position. Tripp is currently the airport manager at Cottonwood Municipal Airport in Arizona. His experience is what drew the hiring committee to pick him.
Mr. Tripp is very qualified. It's obvious he's been working in this field for a long time. He's very detailed. He's very good with people. He just was the real obvious one to be able to handle some of the delicate things that come up as an airport director.
The Aviation Board announced Tripp as a finalist for the role back in March. He'll officially start as director on Monday, June 17th.
Forward La Crosse hosted their final open house tonight to draw feedback from the public on a new bicycle and pedestrian master plan. The goal of the plan is to improve the bicycle and pedestrian transportation experience and is built on community input. Surveys, bike audits, open houses, and workshops are some of the ways Forward La Crosse has gathered ideas for the bicycle and pedestrian master plan. The last time it was updated was back in 2012, and safety has been a primary focus for the new one.
Better signage, better wayfinding for people on bikes, better winter maintenance for pedestrians and bicyclists, and just safety overall has been a really big concern.
If you'd like to contribute ideas to the master plan, you can visit forwardlacrosse.org.
Giving back to youth soccer players from across the world. That is the goal of today's Rush Wisconsin West Reach Night. The biennial event collects gently used or new soccer gear to donate to soccer players in developing countries. Since the program started in 2016, Rush has supported hundreds of kids. Rush Wisconsin West's president says this year's equipment drive will benefit players in Zambia and the South Pacific Rim. He adds that the event has become something Coulee region families look forward to.
The good thing about soccer equipment, I guess, is that kids outgrow it, right? So they know that these events are coming and that we will collect it and then make sure it gets to the right places so the next generation and next group of kids can use it.
Rush combined tonight's equipment drive with a club dinner. You can reach out to Rush if you have old soccer equipment that you'd like to donate. We'll have that contact information posted on our digital platforms.
An Eau Claire chemical expert is making a groundbreaking discovery.
His work has the potential to end a major source of PFAS pollution. I'll have my special report next.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Ram is built to serve, and you'll find the Ram you're looking for at Pischke Motors in West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
It's the season for a Hemi V8 Ram 1500. Stop into Pischke Motors now during our last call to see our great selection of 2024 Ram 1500s. Ram combines power, technology, comfort, and capability with unparalleled durability. Towing, hauling, Ram's V8 Hemi 1500 has you covered. Hurry in. This offer ends May 31st.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shelves in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. Choose American Waterworks.
Natural solutions to man-made problems. That is the mission for Georgia-based company Cross Plains Solutions. And it's taken them to Eau Claire, where they're close to scoring a big win in the fight against PFAS. Eau Claire resident Dave Garley is a managing partner with Cross Plains Solutions.
Take the chemistry that exists today and replace it with something that's rapidly renewable, sustainable.
He uses his chemistry background to find more uses for one of America's major crops, soybeans. And one of his top priorities came years ago from the United Soybean Board.
They were approached by the New York Fire Department with a very key concern. We need a training foam.
A foam that fire departments could dump safely into the environment, something that firemen like Chris Turner have been hoping for.
We've all been kind of standing around with our hands tied, waiting for that product to really come to market.
For years, fire foams that went up against Class B fires, which involve a flammable liquid like gasoline, have contained the family of forever chemicals known as PFAS. But those chemicals don't break down in nature. Garley wants to give them a product that works just as well without the negative environmental effects.
I started formulating with soybeans because I can make soybeans foam. Do I know if they put out fires? No idea.
He needed somewhere to test his foam, so he went to Turner. Turner is an educator and lead technician for Chippewa Valley Technical College's state-of-the-art Fire Safety Center. Smaller companies pay the college to test their fire foams here. Garley says having this in his backyard has been huge.
If it takes me a year to develop a formulation, without it, it'd take me 3 years.
His current formulation is called soy foam.
Over half of the content in this soy foam is made from soy meal, soy flour. It's the same ingredient that's used for bacon. If you're eating donuts, you're eating part of soy foam.
And unlike its artificial predecessors, it will break down in nature.
To be considered readily biodegradable, you have to be 60% after 180 days. The soy foam is 60% after 18 days.
A potentially groundbreaking revelation.
The first commercially available green screen certified gold fire foam, which has never been done.
The ability to move to the fluorine-free foams in general is a huge step.
Today's soy foam sample took on a 28 square foot jet fuel fire and had it out within 30 seconds, passing another test to get it closer to market. And for Garley, it's another step closer to making the world a safer place.
Again, I'm not a fireman, so I can't go put out the fire, but maybe I can do my small part, is to provide the chemistry that gives our firemen a better environment to work in.
Garley says it's hard to say when this could be available nationwide. So soy foam has to be thoroughly tested to meet both the EPA and Department of Defense standards. Meantime, the United Soybean Board is planning to host an expo in Wisconsin this August for fire departments and lawmakers to see soy foam firsthand. Well, summer break is almost here, and that means kids will have a lot more free time. Experts say setting screen time boundaries with your kids now can help their health.
And we're tracking multiple rounds of severe weather for your Tuesday. I'll time out when to expect it, if we'll see hail or damaging winds, and how much rain we'll actually see. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I always knew that I wanted to be a mom, and choosing that it was the right time was just a really exciting moment. It turned out that my baby had a diagnosis that would be incompatible with life. It wasn't just that my baby wasn't going to survive, but I was at risk for hemorrhaging when I delivered. I met with my doctor and we went over the risks and benefits. I made a really informed decision, just like you would for any other procedure you're going to have. I'm a nurse, and I'm an example of a woman who had to have a procedure to be able to save my life and to not watch my baby die. And now Donald Trump supports laws that could take that procedure away across this country.
54 years they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Without that procedure, I would not have been able to get pregnant again. But the good news is, a year later, I had my son. If Trump gets elected again, I fear for women.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's going to do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
Get ready for high
high-octane action. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is back with its spring auction May 31st and June 1st in Winona, Minnesota. Consigners, head to RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and earn top dollar. Early consigners get the most exposure with our pre-qualified bidders ready to buy. Reserve your place today and be part of the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
From the internet to video games, media is everywhere, and it can have a significant impact on a child's health.
Since summer is when many children have more spare time and potentially more screen time, experts say to lay down rules now.
The CDC says excessive time spent on screens has been linked to things like weight gain, physical inactivity, reduced sleep quality, poor body image, depression, and anxiety. That's why setting screen time limits now is important, and how parents do it is also critical.
That's what really develops the relationship, between especially teenagers and their parents, is how they engage on things like screen time.
He says the 5 C's of media use can help. The first C is for child. Think about how media affects your child and what they're attracted to. Next, content. Learn about what media your child is interacting with. Third, calm. What are ways to calm down instead of media?
Fourth, crowding out. If media use is stopping your child from things like family quality time, sleep, or time outdoors, think of ways to get that time back. Finally, communication. Talk about media early and often.
Good reminders for the adults as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Media is everywhere. And we are tracking some storm conditions for your Tuesday morning commute. Let's get the full details from our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart.
Yeah, we definitely have storms coming in, multiple rounds starting tomorrow morning's commute and more throughout the morning hour and then actually the evening hours too. So all rounds possible. Really, it looks like it's a wind and heavy rain threat, but we still could see the tornado threat and the hail threat, and really it's focused more as you go further south. But overall for tonight, it's still a limited threat. Some of those storms out to the west could give us some small hail or gusty winds throughout the morning hour, early morning hour we're talking, but that's still pretty limited. It's further to the west. Now as we go in the afternoon hours, really it's going to be the evening towards noon. There's a line that comes through that's kind of elevated with the wind threat, and then there's another line in the evening that has a pretty good threat too. Medium conference on that because of what happens overnight can affect what the activity goes on throughout the rest of the day. Right now we have flood watches out to the west. We might see more of this. This is for flash flooding, and I think this will be our concern for our area too with the multiple rounds that'll be coming through. Right now the only severe thunderstorm watch is that area that I mentioned earlier. A line of storms that have developed there. They weaken as they push further east, but they've dropped some hail. That's been really the thing, and a few funnel clouds have been reported too with that, but that activity is weakening as it heads east. So right now, as you look at that, a few storms here and there just west of Rochester, but they are struggling to push east yet, and this gives you a sign that we're still got some stable air ahead of it right now. But that will change as we go throughout the night. Eventually, as we get to 2 to 3, we'll see some of this activity kind of develop and push further to the west of Eau Claire by 3, but then it's really the main activity to the southwest that really starts lifting to the north towards southwest Wisconsin, and then La Crosse by 5 to 6. So by the time we get to about 6 a.m., we're seeing a nice area of thunderstorms with moderate to heavy rain. A line begins to push up towards Red Wing. That could have a little bit of a wind push as it pushes just to the west of Eau Claire. By 8, we still got activity going on, so it's still wet, but then we're going to focus on more towards the south as another line begins to develop here towards the late morning hours. So by the time it's 10 a.m., keep an eye on basically from Rochester to Preston to Decorah. This line is really going to surge quickly to the north. That could be a wind threat coming through between about 10 to 11, La Crosse, and into Sparta further east. It's going to come through fairly quick. The way the shape of it, that means we could have some strong to severe wind gusts during that time from about 10 to 11 to then just after noon. Once that pushes east of the area, we're going to have some breaks, but you still could see occasional showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Like this would be about 4 to 5 a.m. And then the main action continues when we see a long, strong line developing from 5. That'll lift quickly to the north and become the main line that kind of pushes right through the area between about 5 to 7. The shape of this line indicates that it's really a damaging wind threat, but further southwest of the line and embedded in that line, you could develop some tornadoes on that line too. So we'll keep an eye on that. But that's about the time frame for that line. So we have multiple rounds, and this could change definitely depending on how activity goes out throughout the day. By the time we get to 8, everything really severe-wise pushes to the north. We still might have a few storms overall through the area with some light rain as you go further south. The low will be basically over Minneapolis at that point, but the severe threat really will be done with once we get to that point. Rain amounts definitely could be a amount. This is not actually showing the whole entire amount right there. We could see up to 3 to 5 inches potentially in some areas given how things train out. There we go, 3 to 5 all the way up to 1 to 2, potentially 2 to 3. This could change, but this is the flash flooding issue that we could have because of multiple rounds going on throughout the nighttime and throughout going to 10 p.m. So that's a big concern, especially further south you go and west you go too right now. But for tonight, we're just looking at really showers, thunderstorms coming towards the morning commute. Temperatures won't fall off that much, fairly mild. We might have some strong winds or some small hail, but then tomorrow it's really multiple rounds all the way to noon, a break, and then maybe another one in the evening with the severe thunderstorms with the damaging wind threat is a big threat, and then also heavy rain and a flash flood. And as we go into Wednesday, it does quiet down, but we do have another storm coming prior to Memorial Day weekend too, once again. So definitely be weather aware tomorrow with everything going on.
For sure. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers beginning a 3-game set in Miami, plus state track less than 2 weeks away. And the first step in getting there, make it through the regionals. Rob's got the action next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
I would like to tell you about the man I love, Eric, who is running for the U.S. Senate. A 4th-generation Wisconsinite, he started his first business in his 20s and then built and turned around over a dozen companies, creating thousands of good-paying jobs. He believes in the American dream, and he wants it to be possible for everyone. Above all, Eric is a man of integrity. These are the qualities I want in a U.S. Senator to fight for Wisconsin. How about you?
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the moments that make summer, summer. Like driving a RAV4 to wade in a waterfall.
Nice.
Cruising to play mini golf in a Camry. Or taking a Tundra to the beach.
You're not going to leave me here, are you?
Right now, get a new 2024 Tundra with 1.99% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 cash back. See your local Toyota dealer today.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Coachman RV Lacrosse is now open in Onalaska. Visit Wisconsin's premier Coachman dealer specializing in the sales and service of the Coachman lineup, including brands like Adrenaline, Entourage, Concord, Leprechaun, and more, along with a large selection of quality pre-owned RVs. Plus, as part of the Camping World Dealer Network, you will have access to our national network of lenders, nationwide service network, and all of the Good Sam products and services. We can't wait to serve you at Coachman RV Lacrosse.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
Here's News 8 Now Sports.
Season has come and gone, and now it's time for our track and field athletes to start focusing on the state tournament. That journey begins with regionals. Let's start in D3 at Luther High. Boys 110 hurdles. Whitehall's Sawyer Herrick on the right pulls ahead for the win at 17.05. On the girls' side, Alma Pepin's Finley Knoll notches a win at 16.06. More from her later on. 100-meter dash time for the girls. It's Alma Center Lincoln's Felicity Frey flying in at 13.09. Boys giving it their all, but it's the hometown kid, Luther's Elijah Hoppy on the far right, edging out a win at 11.45. Girls 1600-meter run, CFC's Addie Dillman comes in at 5.33. For the boys, it's Mondovi's Landon Clark, clocking in at just over 5.04. 4x200-meter relay, another win for the home team. The Knights take it on the girls' side at just under 151. For the boys, it's Bangor blown by everybody. Cardinals cruise to the win at just over 92 seconds. 400-meter dash, Luther looking good once again. It's Knights junior Lauren Wickus with the win at 59.23. And then Bangor back at it. This time it's Travion Delaney dominating the 400-meter dash. The junior wins it at 52:38. Cardinals in control when it came to the 4x100. Bangor girls get it done at 52:81. And how about the Bangor boys? Cardinals soaring to the win at 44.73. Let's go to the 300-meter hurdles. Alma Pepin's Finley Knoll will not be denied. The junior making her second appearance in the highlights. Knowles moving on at 47.81. And on the boys' side, some home track advantage for Luther's Micah Schiebel, the senior, securing the win at 44.78. Last but not least, the 800-meter run. Claire Becker from Melrose Minduro Mustang senior soars in at just under 2:28. And for the boys, it's Alma Pepin's Cole Arns, a one-man show. The Eagles senior flies in at just over 2:03. The top 4 finishers from each race will move on to the sectionals this Thursday at Bangor High. Also had some of our D2 schools at West Salem, starting with the high jump. And whatever they're putting in the water at Westby, it's working. Aaron Gluck, the defending state champ, clears 5.2. That's good enough for first place. On the boys' side, it's Zach Bjorklund. He takes first, clearing 6 feet even. Both Westby jumpers moving on to the sectionals. Onto the track, girls 4x800 meter relay. It's the West Salem Panthers coming down the final stretch. Faith Menard crosses the finish line at 10:07. Boys 110 hurdles, now it's close, but that's Viroqua's Caden Sullivan beating Bjorklund by 0.02 of a second. They'll both be racing on Thursday. Girls hurdles now, it's Viroqua again. This time, Alana Christensen takes first in a quick 15.66. Clear the hurdles now, it's time for the 100-meter dash. And Logan's Julie Yang flying through the finish line at 12.44. Her teammate, Maddie Cornett, would take third. Boys' turn now. Keep your eye on the orange because Carter Walter is flying. Comes in to steal the win at 11:06. Aquinas' David Moline would finish in second. We'll end with the girls' mile now, and it's Westby's Elizabeth Curtis, the sophomore, coming in at 5:32. West Salem's Mia Olson takes second place. Sectionals, again, are this Thursday, and state track is next week. Brewers beginning a 3-game set in Miami. Milwaukee 1 out away from a win in the 9th, but Jackson Churio's going to pull up, let this one drop in for a base hit. D. Gordon's going to score. That ties the game at 2, and then in the 10th, it's Josh Bell ending this one with a base hit. Brewers drop a heartbreaker on the road. Miami walks it off in the 10th. 3-2 the final score.
It's a rough one.
He should have dove for that.
Yeah, especially you're a young kid like that, you want to make that diving catch.
You got to dive. He didn't get a great first step, and then he had to pull up. Obviously, we're talking about it. You don't want it to go over your head.
Correct, yeah.
But you got to dive because that's for the win. That's
exactly. Make that catch. Game's over. That's a bummer.
Tough call.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
It's easy for us to judge over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then again, he is making $80 million over the next 10 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Got a little bargain there. That's a lot of money.
So.
Yeah. It's an adjustment. He's basically a kid playing professional ball out there. Yeah. So we'll cut him some slack tonight.
Just once, though.
Yeah. You only get one.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob.
We've got a buzzworthy story right after this.
Working with Maxwell White was amazing. They were professional, answered all of my questions.
I give Maxwell White my highest possible recommendation. Maxwell White did a fabulous job on our show.
5-star plumbing service done right.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Now get your favorite Ford SUV with financing as low as 1.9% for 66 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar.
Come and watch the competition unfold at the 2024 WIAA State Track and Field Championships in La Crosse. The two-day competition showcases elite high school track and field athletes from across the state. June Dairy Days returns, May 31st through June 2nd, featuring vendors, events, food, fun, family entertainment, a parade, and so much more.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
Maxwell White celebrates servicing the La Crosse Coulee region for 30 years. Much has changed, but not our commitment to you, providing local, honest, and quality plumbing repairs and solutions. That's Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
The United Nations is buzzing with an important message on this World Bee Day.
Asking us to help save the insects to protect the world's food supply.
They're small but mighty creatures.
Bees are Mother Nature's most precious insects. They create everything that we appreciate in the environment, and they ensure that we have that ecological balance.
But the powerful pollinators are under threat. Experts say intensified farming is destroying bees' homes, and pesticides, disease, and climate change are posing more harm.
Without bees, we wouldn't have the delicious fruits and vegetables that we enjoy.
A third of the world's food production depends on bees. So as their population plummets across the planet, the United Nations is urging people to do their part to save them. Beekeepers suggest setting up beehives in your backyard or outdoor workspace. Cities around the world, including New York, are bringing back the buzz with bee hotels that give the insects a safe place to pollinate.
They go off and they make love to flowers and bring back this golden nectar which we consume.
The theme for World Bee Day this year is Be Engaged with Youth. And beekeeper Alessio Carosi in Italy is spreading that message. He says there's never a bad day when working with bees. His 9-year-old son, Samuele, shares his passion and is campaigning with his dad to help save one of nature's most critical critters. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Well, move over worm farms. It's all about the bee hotel.
Guess so. They're crucial creatures.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have them in the. We need to have our own beehives, though. We can just do no mow May.
Yeah, that works.
A simpler solution. Okay, we'll be right back after this.
Make dinner good tonight with Hardee's new tender platters. Crunchy, juicy chicken dipped in buttermilk and hand-breaded, served with garlic toast, fries, slaw, and an ice-cold drink. Delicious, down to the very last crumb. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
You're thinking about new windows and doors. I've been thinking about new windows and doors for over 40 years. You're thinking about the best window at the best price. I'm thinking about the best window at the best price for you. The best quality, installed by professional installers at a fair price. If you're planning new windows and doors, you owe it to yourself to contact the Board Store Home Improvements for a prompt free estimate. You'll be glad you did. Contact us today.
Hey, it's Reed and Chelsea Magnum.
When I eat cereal, I think of, this box is halfway gone. Next time I should get one. And then I just know to write it on the list when I make the list. But you pour the box of cereal, don't even pay attention even how much is in there or when you'll need another one. You don't think of that.
You have helped me realize, like, the male brain. Like mouthwash, I'll pour the last drop out, and I'm like, I think I'm out of mouthwash. Like, do we have any more? And you're like, I don't know.
As you're picking it up and you feel, wow.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. So get your summer started off right with amazing Memorial Day savings throughout the store. Like Estate Weed and Feed, just $34.99. Save $40 on this Champion portable generator. Rewards members save an extra $10. Assorted bags of Royal Canin dog food up to $25 off. And rewards members get free same-day local delivery on all pet supply orders of $49 or more. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models, or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Choose your favorite flavors for endless combinations. 2 wraps, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
All right, if you don't have the phone app, definitely get it on for the First Warn Weather app because you'll definitely need it tomorrow with the severe weather coming.
That's right. Thanks for joining us.
Downloading right now.
We'll see you tomorrow.